Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Starting Million Show. I'm your host, Asher Ao. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today for this show, I'm also very excited, very happy because one of the things of I think for myself that I really benefited a lot is having a lot of good teachers in my life, and I think I wouldn't be where I am today if I did not have good teachers in my life. Were there bad teachers? There were a couple, but I still feel that they've always been trying to do their best, given the circumstances that they are in. But without a doubt, teachers have always played a big part in my life. And so today I have a privilege actually inviting a teacher who has spent almost pretty much her entire life, almost as long as I've been alive, to teach. So that's my guest is coming up later. So I'm very excited to have her on the show. And I'll be asking her a few questions. I'll be asking her, for example, questions about, of course, her life story. And also be asking her questions about, the importance of a teacher to students, finding out a little bit about the lessons that she learned over a lifetime, and possibly a lot more. So if you are a friend or a student of my upcoming guest, please leave a comment down below. Say hi and just say, you're here. So right now, I think we have, hey, Wyman, thank you so much, brother, for coming on to the show. Really appreciate you coming on to support every time. Okay, really appreciate you, man. All right, so without further ado, let's get the music going.
You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way.
So for my next guest, not rather next guest, my guest. What am I talking about? My guest is coming up. Her name is Yong Yin. She has been a teacher for 34 years in the public schools, both in the primary and secondary school levels. Her passion to teach started when she was a teenager. She believes in lifelong learning. So in fact, she furthered her studies in a university at the age of 42. During her career as a teacher, she has received excellent service awards from the Ministry of Education. She continues her quest to teach even after her retirement as an experiential learning mentor at STEM for All Makerspace Center. Now, she is an entrepreneur for iSuccess Academy, an academy to learn social media, and Mind Apps, an online platform for education products and services. So without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Yongin. Woo!
Hi, Aisha. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
Thanks for joining
Uh,
us. And hey,
yes,
Myrtle, thank you
yes.
for joining as well. Hi, Myrtle. Good to see you.
And
Yeah.
actually, this week the teachers are celebrating Teachers' Day. It's such a
Ah.
coincidence.
Oh, is this week?
Yeah,
I
16th
didn't
of
know.
May. 16th of May.
Oh, that. Okay, okay, right, right. So happy Teachers Day to you. So what a coincidence! I
Thank
didn't even know.
you.
That's so bad
Thank
of me.
you.
All right, all right. So
Mm,
okay, so Yongin, without further ado, right? I think there's a. In
mm.
fact, any guys, if you are watching this right now and you are seeing a familiar face, not this stranger, but this face over here that you are like, oh, I know who this person is. Okay, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to find a little bit more about her story, things that you may have never known if you're a student of hers over her long lifetime of teaching. So we're gonna dig a little bit into her story. Okay, so Yongye, I just want to ask a little bit about your question. So Miranda Tan says Happy Teachers Day to you, Ms. Lai. Okay.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you, Miranda. Thank you.
all right, awesome, awesome. We have a few people that's in on that. Okay, so I would just like to find out a little bit about yourself. Okay, so can you just share your story, okay, of of being a teacher? How long have you been a teacher? Why did you become a teacher? How you started, right? So maybe you can just share a little bit about that.
Um, actually, my whole life is teaching, actually. you know.
Mm,
Well, I have taught in the public school in Malaysia, of course, for 34 years. And I've taught in the rural schools, in the urban schools, in the primary, secondary, Chinese
mm,
medium, Malay medium, you name it. So I know their problems, you see. As a teacher, I know how to solve their problems in a way because I have experience in all the different types of schools. And
mm,
then, our primary education is actually, it begins at the age of 7 and it will last for 6 years, referred to as year 1 to year 6.
mhm,
And we start at the age of 7 years old. Okay, then you go to the secondary school, which some people call it high school, and it's from the age 13 to
Mm-hmm.
late to this to it lasts for 5 years. All right, it lasts for
Mm.
5 years until 17 years old. That means it's from 1 to form 5. Okay,
Mm.
so I have been teaching all the forms from form 1 till form 5. Also have taught before. You see, from standard 1
Okay.
to standard 6, form 1 to form 5. And
So
okay,
you're teaching so far is so where you are right now, is this your final form? Okay, now it's a very stupid joke. Carry on, please.
okay. Why did I become a teacher?
Mm.
Well, in fact, it's not teenager. Actually, I love to teach when I was a young girl. I like to wear the shoes, and be a teacher, taking a rotan, a cane. And then after that, when I went into secondary school, I was in the home science class, and my home science teacher, used to ask me to teach the class. Help the students in their sewing. I was good in my sewing. So that's why I always help my friends, in the sewing class, how to machine and everything. So in fact, I enjoy it. When my friends manage to sew, I'm pretty happy about it. So until
Mm.
now, I still like to teach. See, like for example, that's why after retirement, I was thinking, what am I going to do? I don't want to teach tuition. If I have a tuition class, that means I have to, you know, be on stress again. I have to, when you take people's money and then you have to do a good job out of it. So that's why I was looking for a part-time job actually. Then I
Mm.
ended up at this stand for All Makerspace. It is a center to teach students on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's a very interesting place. And I learned a lot of things there. And I was given the opportunity to teach the students there too, when they have,
Mm.
you know, loads of people coming in to do what you call that, activities. So I learn from them, and I have the privilege to teach the students too. You see, a lot of things that I have not seen before, or experienced before. Like for example, 3D pens. What are 3D pens? You see, 3D pens are something like, you know, you like photostating things. Like photostating we use to photostat papers, but this one you use to photostat, the objects. So
Mm.
it's very interesting, but until later, because of the pandemic, no students, and it's kind of, it's an empty place like that. So
Okay.
I was the experiential learning mentor there.
Mm.
Then after that, I came out, and actually, yeah. That before that, I was doing what do you call that? I was in this training college, teachers training college.
Mm.
After I graduated from my secondary school, I went straight into this teachers training college in Kelantan
Mm.
for about 3 years. When I came out, I was posted to an island, Crab
Okay.
Island, Pulau Ketam. So, and over there, I learned a lot of things too. You know, I it is a Chinese community village. So I learned the language there, that is Mandarin, and I also learned the way of living there. Also, their style of living is not like, in the town area, in the urban area. See, so it was very interesting. Then I was there. It's considered outskirt. Then after that, I got transferred back to another Chinese school in PJ.
Mm-hmm.
So in Petaling Jaya, there's another school. For 8 years, I was in the Chinese school, in the town area. It was very interesting also. I learned the language, but I didn't learn how to write. Then after
Okay.
that, I continue, and then I further my studies later on at the age of 42. You know,
Mhm.
because I was given the privilege from the Ministry of Education. So I just continue. After that, I graduated and I got a degree. People were asking me, "Hey, you're studying masters?" I said, "No, my face looks like master only, but actually I'm, I'm studying a degree." you know, and
But I
I
think
did
that's very
well.
impressive because I think a lot of people, for example, like Yong Yin, Yong Yin, Yolanda over here is saying hi, and then she's saying is your teaching experience is very impressive, and I think over here Shokatong, she says, well done. Okay, Chiku Yong saying hi to you also. So I think it's good because teachers for yourself, you didn't just stop your education, right? You continuously learn so that you're able to be a better teacher, be able to help
Yeah.
and just continuously educate yourself. And I think that's very impressive.
Yes, and it is actually at the university there that I learned a lot of things,
Mm,
especially technology, because my minor was computer. You see, dealing with
mhm.
computers, computer learning. So that's how you know, I learned from that, and I did very well also. Surprisingly, and you see, like we have to, because it is Islam university. So one of the subjects I have to learn is Islam,
Mhm.
and it was kind of difficult also, but I managed to overcome it because as a teacher, I learned the way to study. You see, whereas
Mm,
when I was younger, I didn't know how to study. See, so the style of studying is also very important. So
mm.
I managed to get through uh, with good results. I was in the dean's list, you know, and
Wow.
after that, it, I was supposed to pay back to the government 15,000, but because
Mm,
of my good results, it was converted to a scholarship, so I don't need to return the
mhm.
money.
Okay, cool. So
So
basically, I was going to ask you why have you achieved your years of education and teaching, and I think you pretty much just said it over there, right? So you mentioned
mm,
that you were on the dean's list at 42 onwards, right? Was am I
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's amazing because a lot of people can't even get that when they're younger. So that you definitely put a lot of effort, and I think I like what you said just now that you learn how to study. That's such an important skill to have. It's also because learning how to study, learning how to do that is actually very important. So because a lot of people don't have that, and I think that's. I mean, if we have time, we can expand a little bit on that. And also, you got a lot of awards, excellent service awards from the Ministry of Education. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Mm,
As I have mentioned, the at the university, I had two awards at the for Dean's List, and because I scored well, and then it was turned into a scholarship. Then
mhm,
after that, during my years of teaching, I had three times Excellent Service Award from the Ministry of
mm,
Education. So it's actually recommended by the schools, right? So I got my first one in 1995, then in 2009, and then after that 2015. So I mean, I'm very proud of myself. All these
as you should
years,
be, as you
sometimes
should be.
people don't even get once, but I managed to
Mhm,
get three times. I was kind of happy. Mm.
mm.
Then in school also have received awards, and these awards actually is nominated by the students during what do you call that, during Teachers Day, in my previous schools, and what they have given me the title, Guru Penyayang, loving teacher.
Wow.
There's one award. Guru berdedikasi dan committed, dedicated and committed teacher. Another award was Guru Serba Boleh. Serba
Mhm.
Boleh means versatile teacher. Everything also can. They give me
Mm.
anything also I can do. So that is Guru Serba Boleh. And then I think that one is not given by the student. That one was given by the teachers. Then after
Okay.
that, Guru Checkup. Guru Checkup is efficient teacher.
Okay.
These are some of the awards I got from the school. So this
That's
is
amazing. That's amazing. Cause all this stuff is it's not like you can actually it was given to you, it was awarded to you, and also but this is also a result of the things you've been doing very naturally. And I think the ones who benefit the most will definitely be your students, right? So and Rita over here says, I'm proud of you, truly shining whatever you do.
Hi
Definitely. And
Rita.
yeah, so we have quite a few fans. So by the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this right now, okay, and you are, if you notice, if you happen to leave some comments and I'm not showing up, okay, click on the watch live video, okay, and then go into the actual page or from there, leave in your comments and we'll be able to have some fun together with you because I did notice some other comments on the page that I will just read out. I'll just read out from Cecilia Saman says, congrats in advance, you will soar like an eagle. I'm just reading this out. Okay, so
Okay.
let's see. We have Cheong Ka
Thanks,
Tong
Cecilia.
says, yeah, and he says, awesome, congratulations, Chikulai. Thank you for labor of love for so many. Bless you. Albert Au says, congratulations, you have been a great teacher, and I'm sure you have much to tell. I'm sure that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get you more stories from you. Raja Abaya Raja Abdullah, okay, says congratulations, and yeah,
Oh,
Yolanda.
that's
So
my
these are
PK senior assistant
okay,
from my
okay. So
previous
we also,
school.
and we have Lao Mi. So says, hi, Miss Lai.
Oh, she's my Chinese school friend, colleague.
Okay, okay. So very cool. And let's see, Yolanda says, I used to teach a 55-year-old retired teacher at the university. I asked her out of curiosity, and she told me that she wanted to fulfill her dreams to get a degree. Nice, nice. And I think there's a lot very cool about teachers. Is that teachers, we just constantly want to learn. It's not just a journey of becoming a teacher and it stops there, but it's an ongoing educational journey. And I think that's why, as a teacher for yourself, you've been doing it for so long. It's amazing of what you've actually accomplished throughout the years is you've been awarded. But I think also one of the things I want to get into, right, is I want to find out a little bit more about, a question about yourself because we've I want to get into a little bit of your mind. I want to learn a little bit more about you as well, if I may, Yong Yin. So the question
Okay.
I want to ask you right now, right, is okay, can you just tell me in your experience, okay, what do you think is actually the role of a teacher? Now I know this some people will think a teacher is just there to teach. There's so much we can break down into what does a teacher do or what is a teacher because the role of a teacher is multifaceted. There's so many things a teacher does. So in your
Yes.
experience, what is the role of a teacher?
To me, the role of the teacher is very important. She must be the role model because when you go into the class, you are the role model. Whatever you do, students will follow you. So if you're a good model, the students will do well. See, if you're hardworking, naturally the students will follow. If you're punctual, you come to the class punctually, and the students, they're not, slowly come back from their classes, from other classes, you see, they will rush back to your class. See? And also, if you are responsible, the students will also be responsible in their work. So I feel that being a role model, a teacher as a role model is very important. And of course, the next one, the teacher, a controller of the class. Why do I say it is important also? Because if you go into the class without discipline, you can never teach. So discipline is very important. Here, the teacher must control the class. See? And if if you can't control the class, you don't get the respect from the students. See? So it is very important. And the third important role is a motivator. Whatever you
Right.
do, you must be motivated. Like now, I'm motivated to do things. See, to learn more. Although I'm retired, I still want to learn. I don't want to have a brain that is dead. So, being a motivator, you have to encourage your students. See, whether they are good students or not that good students, you still have to encourage them to do their best. All right? And not just to get A's only, to do their best, to do with spirit. Doing things with spirit is very important. The Malays will call it semangat. You see, you must have spirit when you do work. You must be excited. See, when you're not excited, like now, I'm excited. Something new, I'm learning something new, going live, with videos and all this, you set up this and set up that. So I'm excited. So when you're excited, you can do well, and you can do something, you can solve something. But if you don't have the spirit to do things, well, you will never achieve. And
Cool.
of
And I think
course,
we have Ramesh Pillai. So he's just saying over here. So Ramesh Pillai says
ah,
he can vouch for teacher Lai's awesomeness. She was a very wonderful facilitator at the Stand for All Makerspace in Diamond Mall. All right.
yes, hi, Mr. Ramesh. Okay. And the next one is an educator, of course. You have to educate your children, right? And I always tell my children, you know, I give you a fish, you will eat only for a day. All right. I will teach you how to fish. Then you eat for a lifetime. See? So, and of course, a counselor, when they have problems, they come and see you. You know, even last year, when one of the students, messaged me and asked me to help him out with his studies. He's kind of an average boy, so he was facing some pressure because of this online learning. So I was teaching him how to study, his history and things like that, you see. So he will message me. In fact, he messaged me just yesterday and to thank me, to greet me happy Teacher's Day. So, I was very happy. So a teacher is a counselor also. And a mentor, of course, you have to, encourage students and if they have problems, you have to try and help them. See, so that's how they remember you for life. See, after 2 years, this boy, she came back to me. Mm. And of course, we are the resource developer. We have to make teaching aids and all these things. We're a facilitator, we're a tutor, then we are the actor. We're the actor, just like you. So, some, yes, I used to act, when I was teaching the year ones, they always cry, for no reason. Sometimes, so I got to tell them, you better not cry. I will call your kindergarten and you'll be sent back to your kindergarten. So as usual, I would say, hello, is this Tadika Tinkerbell or something like that to scare them, immediately they will stop, you know.
Okay.
Ah, and then in secondary school, I use the same thing. I'm also the actor, but I don't use kindergarten. I was police station. Hello, Inspector Ahmad. I will call. I pretend to call. Because I want them to feel remorse and also feel sorry for what they have done. But some are hardcore students, they have discipline problems. So what I do is, I want to make them cry, you see, and apologize and be sad. But some of them, they can't. So I have to be an actor. So I have to call. There was one incident I have to call. I said, hello, is this the, police station USJ 8? So I will answer, pretend, or, oh, I have this, as usual, these difficult cases. Can you help? Oh, okay, I'll bring them over. So after that, these students, they came down from the fourth floor. They didn't cry, one by one started crying and pleading me, please, teacher, please, teacher. There was one particular one who didn't cry, I was thinking, wow, this is terrible. I'm gonna solve it. So after that, went down to the ground floor. I went into the office. I said, I will take the register. And I really took the register. I said, we are going to call your parents to go to the police station now. Wow, that time he started crying and pleading me, Then after that, my friend said, how I'm going to stop? So the discipline teacher came with the car already, Are we going to take them to the police station? So I told them, no. So I told the teacher, you call me. So he called me. So I said, hello, Inspector Ahmad. Oh, other case, you have case, is it? Oh, in Kuantan. Oh, okay. So I'll see you another day. Then after that, I go back to the students. You are very lucky, Inspector Ahmad is not around. So Let's save the day. But we want to see your parents tomorrow. And then they agreed.
Okay.
Uh,
I
so
think it was quite smart. I think even all the
that's what I
teachers
say.
all
A
working
teacher is an
together.
actor. It's an actor.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the cool thing about it is that you don't even have lines. You guys just like go for it. Just like it's
yes,
not
you
planned.
just go for
Just
it. We don't have to memorize any lines, whatever comes, just do it. So my Inspector Ahmad and my Tadika, the kindergarten is very useful.
okay,
Then, of
very
course,
cool. And what else? I think we have a few people with Lao Yin is definitely saying like Miss Lai, you are the best. And Yolanda is saying over here, as far as she knows, you are a great teacher as well as a learner, and you have a student here as well, Jasmine. Hi, teacher
hi,
Angel. You're the one of the
Jasmine.
best teacher I ever had. Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
so,
Yeah, please go
and then
ahead,
of
carry on,
course, we are
carry
the
on.
nanny also, the nanny. The role of
Mm-hmm,
teacher is also a nanny, a babysitter. What
mm-hmm,
so whatever, like students, like I told you I was dealing with the 7 years old, the 7-year-old
mm-hmm,
children. So
mm-hmm,
when they pass motion in the class, so what will happen? I'm not going to do. I always tell my students, I will
mm-hmm,
teach you how to do it. So, these students, they will be, oh, it's so smelly. So I will use psychology on them. What if,
right.
if it was you? So after that, everybody will start putting up their hands. Teacher, I help. Teacher, I help. Okay. So I will teach them how to help them. So my classroom, I
Mm,
have everything ready. So I'll teach them, okay, you will accompany your friend to the toilet. Then you will go and get sand from the long jump pit, and then you will, get the broom and the dustpan, and,
mm-hmm,
and I taught them how to do it. You see, so in that sense, they learn, and after that,
mm,
it was very satisfying when somebody pass motion or urine in the class, immediately pop, 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 they will do it. So I said, you have maids at home, but I won't be your Chinese maid. So it
that's
was
so
very nice.
smart.
It was fun. Yes, you must educate them. Yes, you must educate them. And then class control. If a teacher
Mm,
has no class control, you can't teach because there will be
mm,
a lot of discipline problem in the class. So I have some new teachers. They can't control the class. So she started crying, and then every time a monitor will be sent to me to go and control the class, you see.
mm-hmm.
So when I go there, I just look at them only. I stood there and look at them immediately. you know they will not talk anymore. And of course, as I say, I have this point system. Ever
Mm,
since I started, um, this teaching in Pulau Ketam. That time was very what do you call that? It was primary school, so I used stars. I used to use stars, but then later I used you know uh, points lah, like numerics. So whatever good things they do, you will be rewarded with points. And whatever bad things they do, I will minus their points. And then at the end, I will calculate the marks. So the first thing I do is the class will be divided into groups, okay? Into groups, and they choose their own friends. I prefer them to choose their own friends who can help them, friends who can assist or guide them or can work together. So when they have their groups, I will type out their names into an A4 size paper. And of
mm-hmm,
course, I put columns, and I will have one piece of maybe, let's say, green color. Green color is for good points, and yellow color will be for the bad points. So, for example, if let's say they have done very well in certain subject in my English class, I will give them points like 4 points, 3 points. Or if let's say they presented group work presentation, and they did well, so I will give award them with points. And of
mm,
course, if they don't do their work, I will minus their points. And the whole group I will minus. And if in the group there are people who do not hand in their work, hand in their books, I will also minus the whole groups. So I don't need to scold them. The students will scold them.
That's such a good move. Such a good move. Let them like. Yeah, I just want to borrow a line from Godzilla. Let them fight. Just let them settle it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then after that, uh, you know, in fact, sometimes, activities will be very noisy, because I like movements and I like, you know, to have fun. So when you have activities in the class, it will be very boisterous and it will be very noisy. And then the next class teacher will send students, to my class. Why is it so noisy? So I will teach them. You can laugh. You can be excited. You can jump without any noise. Teacher, how? So I told them, without any noise. So whoever utter any word, I will minus your points. So the point
Okay.
system is so easy. I can control them, anytime. But if I don't have the points, I cannot. If I ask them, keep quiet, they won't. You see?
Mm.
So I ever since I started teaching, I used the point system until the day I retired. And what do I do with the points? Well, at the end of the year, I will get the good points minus the bad points and see their whatever they have, and then I'll arrange them first, second, third. First, second, third. Earlier, I don't have much money, so I only gave first, second, third. Then later years, when I have more money, so I bought for everybody. In fact, I went to Guangzhou and I bought a lot of these stationaries, because it was cheap. You see, so in that sense, it was fun, when you have rewards. When you have rewards for them, it might be a small little thing, just a point, 2 points, 3 points. What is it? But that is a lot to them. It means a lot to them because it's the
Yep.
recognition. It's a recognition for them. See, so and then it was the point system, and then at the end of the year, as I said, I will calculate the points, and then I will give them a present plus a motivational note for them, dear so and so, you need to aim high, or something that is motivational to them. And this note, all right, maybe I'll come to this afterwards, is
Mhm.
it has motivated quite a number of them until to date. Some of them still keep the note. And I was so happy, that they came and told me they still have this note. And one of them is torn and tattered, See? So, in that sense, you know, so there's the
Okay.
role of the teacher.
Awesome. So there's a role teacher. I wrote them down as well. So a role teacher is a role teacher. A teacher is a role model, a controller, a motivator, an educator, a counselor, a mentor, a resource developer, a facilitator, a tutor, an actor, a nanny. Okay, so there's so many roles.
There are some
Uh,
more. A transporter also. Yes, a transporter.
okay, transporter.
Because we need to get students for competition. And we don't have a special bus, from the school to cut all the students for competitions. So who is going to take them there? Transporter.
Mm.
The teacher is also a transporter.
Ah, okay. So it's also a transporter. All right. So there's like is there any other role you think that the teacher does? And oh wait, there's a Yolanda is saying over here. Remember you said your students still keep the notes. Yes, and
Yes.
they do. And yeah, inspiration too as well. Correct. So yeah. So is there any other things that you think a teacher plays the role of? Is there anything I missed out?
Uh, well, I think there's, if you want to talk about the roles, there are many,
Mm-hmm.
so I think there's about all, the important roles
Okay.
of the teacher. Mm.
Okay, cool. So I think you actually it touched about it already, but I think it's very important that because like for example, personally for myself, what happened in my life is that
Mm-mm.
when I was a kid, uh I was a very active kid. Okay,
Mm.
I was very curious, I was very emotional, I was a very angry kid. So I have no control of my emotions at all. Okay, if I'm
Mm.
angry, I'm angry. If I'm sad, I cry.
Oh,
So I'm just completely let it out. So I have no control over my emotions, kind of thing. And then
Mm,
my teacher actually gave me when we graduated, she gave me a little clay toy. It's a model like a sweet. Okay, so
mm,
then after she told me the her words to me were that back then I was called Jiawei because my Chinese name is Jiawei. So Jiawei,
mm,
you may you be a sweet boy. Okay, so because it's a sweet. So I think ever since then that developed my love for puns. Okay, so I'm a lover of puns. I always love double meanings, but that actually that also kind of left a deep impact in me that I can be a sweet person. I don't necessarily always have to be always completely angry because I always, as a kid, I thought, I'm just angry. People cannot control me. But when those words, simple words, just made me change my mindset a little bit. So I really agree that a teacher does have impact. So Albert Ao, okay, says, I remember you saying that your students keep your notes. Yeah, okay. So this is the question I have for you, right? So what is the importance of teachers in a student's life, and how can teachers influence them? So this is a question I want to ask about you. I want to ask you that. So please go
okay.
ahead.
The teacher plays a very vital role, in educating and nurturing the students. You see, what they are today. It is
Mm-hmm.
not the presence, all right, they gave me that make me feel that I have done a good job, all right, is those valuable thoughts and notes that melts my heart. That's why I have this impact on them, you see. So it is very important, like the notes that I always give them, at the end of the year. You see, like this child, I gave him one note, all right, a motivational note together with the present,
Mm-hmm.
and he found me in Facebook one of those days. He found me in Facebook. So he asked me whether I could remember him. I said, oh, I roughly could remember him. Then later he told me this, that, then I could remember him. Then after that he told me, teacher, wait, I got this note. I got something that you gave me 6 years ago. Oh, what is that? 6 years ago. And this note me, he gave a picture of that, and it was torn and tattered. It was
Mm-hmm.
torn and tattered. And then he told me that he has been keeping this note in his wallet for 6 years. And
Mm.
this was what he told me. I actually still have something you gave me last time. I extracted from the message. About 6 years ago. So I definitely will not forget you. I
Mm.
have kept this little note in my wallet ever since you gave it to me, miss. You are really kind and genuine, miss. I love English most when you taught us. Currently, I'm doing my degree in computer, you see. So, and then he said, it's pretty packed. It's a packed course and career path nowadays. But with the note you gave me, I won't stop pushing forward, miss. This was wow, that was so nice, and it was really then he also continued by telling me, it was really fun sitting in groups and working on all the tasks we had to do and then present in front of the class. That's where I gave them points. That's why they enjoy
Mm.
it, you see, and they were being rewarded. So
That's amazing.
you and then you even asked me to help my friend Kirill with his English. You see? So every time when they help somebody and that somebody can do it, I will give them points. The one who teach and the one who learn. So
Mm.
it was very
That's
good. And then there's
yeah.
another one, Subhash Ravi. He said,
Okay.
I'm
But
so proud to.
before we get to
Mm,
that, Yong Yin, I think that's a
mm,
great story. I think the
yeah.
notes that there's something that you kind of forgot, but they remember, and it's like even to this day, even though it's like that the student was facing challenges, is very packed, but the note that you gave, okay, is still able to continue to inspire him to keep pushing forward, and I think that's a very clear testament a clear testimony of the impact of teachers. So I really want to appreciate you for the impact, the positive impact you've done for over the students. Like so Yong Yin, Albert I'll say hi Yong Yin, hi also. And Xiong Katong says didn't know that teachers play multiple roles. Thank you for your sharing, Yong Yin. Yolanda says amazing. So that's an achievement for a teacher to see their students being successful. I agree 100%. Changing people's lives for the better. Fantastic. So before we get to because I do have some of the text you have, so probably I'll be showing that in a while. We have a question from Wyman over here. Could you share the greatest challenge you have faced as a teacher and how you overcame it?
Oh, the greatest challenge. Well, of course, teaching the back classes, it's a challenge, when they don't have this motivation to study and they have disciplinary problems, you see. And as I say, I also use the point system. I have the bad points and the good points. And of course, I have the demerit points. So I told them, don't let me use the white paper. That is the demerit points. I can get you out from the school with just one finger, pressing the demerit points. So they're a bit scared in that sense. It was a challenge. But if you see them changing, the greatest satisfaction there, you see them changing and appreciating what you're doing for them. You see, like some of them, the teacher is also a lawyer, teacher, I didn't do it. And then they're fighting, teacher, he started it. Then the teacher becomes the actor. Hello, if you're not going to tell me the truth, I will call the principal to come back and I will watch the CCTV. So I point to the CCTV so I can bluff them. Then after that, they admit, So, there are many things that you have to be, improvise things and that sort of things, Otherwise, you cannot solve the problem, It will be arguing, It's not me, it's not me, it's not me. So how to solve the problem? So you have to use all sorts of ways to solve the problems. And even my prefects, I was in the prefectorial board before, So I always tell them, if plan A does not work, use plan B. So it's like my prefects, I say, you are the pillars of the school, So you are number 2, I'm number 1, you are number 2. So you have to help me, with all the discipline and all those things, you see. So you have to watch out and not just stand there and not be bothered about things. Otherwise, how am I going? I must as well wear your tie. I told them, And there was once, teacher, it's raining, it's flooded there. So, what do you want me to do? You think of a way, but then you must let me know. You see, so they'll say, "Oh, teacher, I solved the problem already. I put the benches there so they can, the students can walk across, from the building to the canteen." I said that's very good. You see, so I said I don't want prefects to be, ornaments of the wall. You just stand there and look pretty in your uniform. So you have to be proactive and you must know, all right, how to solve the problem. If I solve the problem for you, I must as well wear your uniform. I always tell them, must as well wear your tie, So
Very
in that
cool.
way,
Yes.
all these challenges, that you have to face, but you must think of ways to solve it, and not fret over it, you see. Sometimes even the administrators also, they will pile up. If you can do work, they will pile you with work, a lot of work, But then I take it as a challenge. I will tell my juniors, I said, well, I will learn. I want to learn. You see? So if you learn, you are at an advantage, You have more things here and you will be at an advantage. Anything, you know how to solve the problem. You see?
That's a
So
very. I
that's
think definitely you answered it. I like how you manage a few challenges. You still use your point system, and not only do you still use your point system, you put the onus, you put the focus upon them, so they have to find the solution. But you're always nearby when they need it, and I think that is like that's a very key differentiation of being a good teacher. Is that you're always there. Like this, like Albert I was saying over here, a good teacher can inspire, hope, ignite the imagination, and still a love of learning. And I completely agree here with Albert. And Chong here as well says changing people's lives for the better is fantastic. And yeah, definitely. And Yolanda was a bit surprised for, I think at one point you're talking about some story. She was a little bit surprised over there. So yes, so this is I think okay. I think there's some. Let me just share this over here. Okay, so these are some of the remarks. Okay, let me just bring this over here. So these are what some people have said. Some of your students have shared this, and I think you were talking a little bit about Subhash over here, right?
Yeah, Subhash. Yeah, he was saying that he I'm so proud to be your student, right? And I still keep the gift. You see, he still keep the gift. That's why the gift is the paper. The gift that you gave me since 2014, 7 years already. And I kept it in my shelf. And the first thing that I learned from you, I want those days back. Wow,
Wow.
really, it was so nice, when you read it. That's why I took all the extracts out and kept it, you see. Then there's this Saiful Anand who says, saya sentiasa rindu cikgu, always miss me. Jasa cikgu akan senantiasa kami kenang. We will always remember what you have done for us. And then there's this Kautoman Mani. I always adore and enjoy your English and ICTL. ICTL is actually information communication technology literacy. It's something to do with computers classes. I still have those ICTL paperwork assignments. Wow. He's a teacher now.
Oh wow.
Yes. And a dancer too. That's why I tell you, this is really fantastic. I still keep all the things that I gave them. And he was one of them. I taught him ICTL when he was in Form 1, and he got a present from me and also the notes. After that, when he was in Form 2, he didn't get any prize because I was teaching them English. He didn't get any prize. So because the group, his group, didn't win, all right, because I gave first, second, third, you see. So the rest, I didn't give anything. I felt so bad, but then no money, what to do? Not enough money. So after that, he came to me, he came up to me, teacher, I I score very well in my computer. That time he was Form 2. I wasn't teaching him ICTL, another teacher. So he told me, teacher, I so did well in my ICTL, score A. So I didn't want to be, seen, I'm having favoritism. So I said, who else in the class got A's? Then another boy. Okay, come, I'll give you. I took up some money. Go and buy yourself one ice cream. The drumstick one. Is about one something, two something like that. So he didn't want it. So I said, what do you want? So I want the present. I want the paper. I want the paper. He didn't tell me the paper. He said, I want a present. I said, I have to go back and look for it. Then you know what he did again, just like that Tashwin. He took her from his wallet and showed me that piece of note that I gave him. Immediately my heart melts. Said,
Wow.
oh, you want, teacher, I want this. Okay, all right. So I went home and laid my cupboard and just got them, a present with a note. And then he was happy. And now he said
that is so powerful.
And now he's saying that he kept all my paper assignments.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I think Albert here, I agree. Just nice over here, right? To the world, you may be just a teacher, but to your students, you are a star. Yong Yin. So
Yeah.
this one I agree. Just nice. It comes in together with this statement that you shared over here. So that's a beautiful, beautiful story. Awesome.
Then
awesome. We have a lot more.
Yeah, that's right. And this one is from Bhagat Singh. He's also for ICTL. So and he also said he missed the days of ICTL. I was in your class 10, 11 years ago, and now he's a lecturer, a lecturer,
Oh wow.
a,
Mm-hmm.
ah, a temporary lecturer, and then
Mm-hmm.
he he remember I remember you telling the class that ICTL is about technology literacy. It is about continuous learning. I also cannot remember what I told them. You had inspired me a lot during my high school days. Uh, so, very self-satisfied, when you when you hear them, telling all their feelings. Then I have
Mm-hmm.
this Tan Ailing. I'm trying to find her.
Mm.
I'm trying to find her. She wrote me an email long time ago. All right. And he told me he was looking for me. So all of us students are really indebted to you, teacher. You were one of the best, if not the best, English teacher I ever had. Really, I don't keep in touch with any of my teachers, but here I am trying to find my primary school teacher because she is really a good one.
Mm.
If it is not for you, I don't think my English would be at this standard. If it is
Mm-hmm.
not for you who trained me in speaking, I wouldn't have built my confidence going on stage and give a poem recital or joining a storytelling competition. It really helped me a lot as I have to give many talks at local, national, and international conferences for my PhD. Look at that, higher than the
Mm.
teacher. You may
Oh,
seem
and there's
you
also there's a Rupini.
uh,
I don't know what's that. Ah,
that's why she said, you may seem to think all these are just trivial, but it does add
mm,
up. So
definitely.
Rupini, and then yes, Rupini, okay. So the coolest person. And then I have
Never
one
angry.
here. And now which one? Carolina.
We have
Carolina Marie.
Christian
Uh,
Hefner.
okay. Christian Hefner. Teacher. Teacher, you motivated me and my classmates to study. So you are my favorite teacher always. And another thanks for accepting my request. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm,
Then we have Caroline Marie Stephen. Is it?
mhm.
So
Yep.
so she, you were the reason. She told me. I just read a little bit those of
Sure, sure.
importance. So you were the reason why I found so much joy in reading literature and performing at musical theatre. Wow. Yes, I do owe my success to you. You were really my favorite teacher back in high school. The only class I look forward to seeing every day. Wow, when you read all this, I really pat myself. Wow, I did that well. I also didn't know. So then we have, I think there's about, oh, is it? No, got some more. Yeah, I have some more here.
There's so
Sumit,
many.
yeah, so many. Actually, I have someone that took out just a few. Sumitra say,
Mm,
all-time favorite teacher. Never forget those things you taught. See? Then Yamuna said, now how to improve my English language teacher because she's an English teacher now. And
right.
Shadini Raju, you know, uh, I remember how you used to teach us and make us learn the important aspects of life in such an easy way. The best teacher I have ever had. Thank you, really. And then
Mm,
Yapkaman, I also gave her what do you call that? A note,
note.
the notes, as usual, the notes. Then she
Mhm.
also gave me back the note and showed me. I asked her to aim high. And then after that, she told me, although I'm not at the top now, but at least I managed to graduate. And she is an accountant now.
Mm, mm,
And then we have Livania. Uh, so the best English teacher I have learned more from you, and it has helped me in my Form 5, and I did my best in SPM. And then I have Aiman. Thanks to you, I focus on improving my English, the only thing I excel at during my school time, which helped me to complete diploma and degree because the syllabus is in English. Mm. And I have this Elvin. So Elvin, one of my favorite teacher of all time in SMK TSM, my just previous school. And I'm so thankful, teacher. I wanted to say thank you. And then he also wrote in Malay, masa sekarang saya sangat rindu cikgu dan hargai cikgu. I miss you and I really appreciate what you have done, you know. Masa sekolah tak faham kenapa suruh kita belajar. Don't understand why I ask him to, do his homework and all this, you know. What homework? Marah, salah grammar, she'll get scolding, wrong in their grammar. But now I understand a lot. See, terima kasih cikgu. Thank you, teacher. And that's great. Getting connected with you again feels getting connected with you again feels like fun started again. Yes, I love fun. Learning must be fun, Then you have this panberasi also, all these appreciating words. So I think that's about all.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a lot of stories that I think you've
Yeah, I
experienced.
still have
And
some more, but I cannot write so many and talk so much of it,
but I think that's good
Yeah.
because, like, I think Albert also mentioned over here, what a teacher writes on the whiteboard of life can never be erased. That's a good quote, definitely. And
Yeah.
Albert also still adds that you may have forgotten what you said and done, Yongin, but a student will never forget how you made him or her feel. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Actually,
Stuff.
I never thought of all this, but once I have finished, teaching there, I also cannot remember how they look like, some of them, but they could remember, So I was so surprised, you know.
I'm
Mm.
pretty sure they remember you because you are speaking to a lot and then they only see one teacher. So definitely, I think they'll remember
Yes.
you. Okay, very. So this is amazing because I think this is definitely proof of, like, I think even for anyone who's watching right now, okay, if you have a teacher, if you manage to hunt your teacher down, okay, please feel free to send words of encouragement because it just fills their heart with joy, with love because of all the time that they have spent. They may not remember you immediately, but when you say some stuff, it will trigger memories. It just fills them with joy, and I think that's something you can do to really just
Yes.
appreciate your teachers. Really, really. Like okay,
Yeah.
though. So we are coming to an hour and time passes by really quickly. So
Oh,
let me just check on this. I hope you're having fun because I am, because it's very fun for me to go through this entire thing.
yeah. Now
So
it's reminiscence of the old days,
yeah, I'm sure because you have spent so much of it, and with the students that's coming and just connecting back again, it's definitely going to be a beautiful time. So any of the students who's watching this right now, who's like, I want to connect with you again, please send your message over to Yongin. Okay, you know who she is right now, right? So the next question I have over here, because I think becoming a teacher, you did talk a little bit about earlier, right? Is one of the challenges I always feel is that there is this thing about communication skills, right? Is there's a balance that a teacher needs to have to communicate with both the parents and the students, both the parents and the students. So, what's your take on this? What's your take on this?
Oh, as for parents, actually communication skills is very important, So especially with parents, there are many types of parents. There are understanding type, the aggressive type, and there are also, the teacher is always right, and then there are some who, oh, my child is always right, that sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we must know how to tackle them, really, speak to them. So, and if you can have a rapport with them, I can tell you, these parents can really help the teachers, and they can, do wonders, So, but the most important thing is you must keep them informed about their child's progress, their behavior
Right.
in school. You see, there are two ways of doing it. One way is, the exercise books, my exercise books. I used to have these stamps, stampers, Oh, I have plenty of them, Wonderful, awesome, excellent, improve, uh, you know, well done, a lot. And they like all these stampers very much, when I stamp for them, And then, of course, I will ask them, another stamp signature, from the parents, So I want them to show to their parents, what they have done. If they have not done corrections, I will write remarks and all those things there. So that's how I communicate with the parents, So at least
Mm-hmm.
they know, they appreciate, and they sign there, they have seen, you see. So that's one way of communicating with the parents, you see, to show them your child's homework, whether they have done well or they didn't do. Then, of course, you have the open day, the school open day, where the parents come to school and they come and ask the teacher, to get their report cards and all those things. They will inquire. That's how you communicate with the parents, and these parents, you make them feel valuable, and foster a sense of trust. When you have fostered a sense of trust and you listen to them, and you have a good two-way traffic, then
Mm.
they can do wonders for you. So, like, for example, last time, the parents will come to my class and ask me, teacher, what do you need for your class? Oh, I need a lazy chair, for the student to lie down when they're sick. They don't need to go up. I need blankets.
Mm-hmm.
I need a pillow. I need, what you call it, a first aid kit. And I need to
Right.
set up a reading corner. I need books. You get people to donate books. So they help me. And then during sports day, I need parents to help me to do buntings, uh, red, red house or blue house. They was machine for me. So it's really great. That's how you communicate with the parents,
Mm.
Not necessarily they're no good. They're good. They can help you. And then with students, communication with students, of course, I've already said earlier, you have to motivate the students, talk to them, and then encourage them, you know, encourage the students uh, in the conversation, right? Even like my students, some of them who can't speak properly, because their mother tongue is Malay, so they can't
Mm-hmm.
speak English that well. So what I do is whenever I pass by and I see them, so I will just wave to them, one or two of them, who are not very good in English. So I will just ask simple questions. Where did you go? Some of them will just do sign language to me there.
Right.
So I will do sign language to them also. Then after that, they will laugh. Then I say, tell me, where did you go? Then I will correct their sentence. Then you follow teacher, this sentence. Then they will do it. You see? So, it's also building a trust there, between the students and the teachers, you see. And
Mm.
also teamwork, like what I said earlier, teamwork, that's how you communicate with them. I being the facilitator, and they work together, in collaboration and all these things, with the project works. So it will help them to speak, to communicate. And of course, I will allow students to ask questions, Whoever asks me questions, suddenly they ask me a question, which is, not very good question, but it's okay. But I'll give them points. So
Mm.
that student will feel very happy, Oh, I said, good, you're paying attention. Although the
Mm-hmm.
question wasn't, structured correctly or whatever, but I give them points, and
Mm.
the student feels very happy about it, you see, because he's being recognized, and so, and in fact, I said, you ask question is because you pay attention, you don't know, you ask, see. So, and of course, positive remarks is also very important in
Mm.
communication, you see. I say, positive remarks, praises, like, well done, that's good. I like it, So they'll feel happy about it. then you can communicate. They'll treat you as friends, But of course, there's a line, because we need to discipline them also. So I think
Okay.
the communication with parents and students, roughly, I've answered your question,
Okay.
I hope.
Yeah, definitely you have, definitely you have. So, with all that, okay, all the like allowing students to share opinions, also like working together with parents, all that. This is actually some of the important communication skills a teacher needs to have, not just with the students but also with the parents. And yeah, so this is very good, important. So then one other question I have over here, right, is like what would be your lessons that you have learned from a lifetime of teaching? What's a lifetime of thing? What have you learned? Because now you are retired, but you
Mm.
are still doing some educational work. So you're still involved in education in education industry, in different forms. So, what are
So
your lessons you learned from a lifetime of teaching?
I feel that change is inevitable. We have to follow the trend. You see, we have to follow the trend. The trend during my time was chalk, the chalkboard. Then after that, it has changed into the whiteboard, and then later the magnetic board, and now the smart board. You see, and the smart board, I learned it from Stand for All Makerspace. You see, so that's why I say, change is inevitable. You have to change. You have to follow the trend. You see, so if you don't follow the trend, you'll be, you know, behind time. You see, so in that sense, lah, and of course, like if another example is like in the classroom you have to follow the trend. My trend, the singers, if I want to give examples, the singers last time, it will be like maybe Cliff Richard, the Carpenters. The students won't know, you see, so you must know what who they like, the what K-pops and all those things. You must read a little bit of it and then to jive in with their you know their
Mm,
life, you see. So, and then of course the singers, the Malay singers, Siti Nurhaliza, and then they will be very happy, and this
mm,
that's why I say, I have learned that you have to change. If you don't change, you'll be behind time, because the globe is
mm,
moving, is revolving. uh, and of course teaching is a learning experience that I have learned, and it's continuous. You have to learn. See, like now, you see, if you don't want to learn how to do, how to order food, online food, then you'll be sitting there doing nothing, right? And then how to teach online, you see. So all these things are the trend now, you see. So we have to move forward to get, I mean,
mm,
together with the students if you are teaching, you see. Well, and the next thing is whatever you want to achieve in life, like for me, sometimes like you face challenges and things like that. But then I always tell myself, you must have the spirit to do it. If you don't have the spirit to do it and you don't have the positive thinking, you can't solve the problem. You see?
mm,
So that's why I believe that, whatever you do, you must have the spirit, the semangat in Malay, must be there,
mm.
right? And of course, when you have rewards, then you feel good. So I think that's
Okay,
about all about
awesome.
the lessons
So,
of my lifetime.
thank you so much for sharing those lessons of your life. Having a system, the point system that you had, right, and then following the trend
Mm.
because things do change. Like you were saying, from chalkboard to whiteboard to electric board to how many board, and by now you're very bored. Okay, so no, that's a very stupid joke. Okay, so teaching is like also learning experience for yourself. So those is definitely the lessons you'll learn from a lifetime of teaching. And so
Mhm.
Yolanda was talking about Elton John. Most people won't even know who Elton John is these days. The
Yes,
youngest kids,
exactly.
yeah.
So
And
you want to dive into their world, you have to know, you see.
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
trend
So
now.
Albert
Mm.
says, thank you again for reaching deep into your students to find all they can be before they could see in themselves. For never giving up on them, they have a future because of you. All right. So Yolanda is
Oh,
laughing there.
thanks, Albert.
Yeah. And Wyman has a good question. I just want to bring it over here. So all my teachers tell me they don't have favorite students. Is that true? I need to know the truth.
For me, I try not to show. You see, I try not to show. See, wait, hang on. I think I have
Uh,
a battery low. Sorry.
okay, okay. No worries,
Uh,
no worries. So
okay.
while you're fixing that, okay, you fixed
Okay,
already? You
can.
fixed?
Yeah, yes,
Okay, okay, okay,
I
okay.
got
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Okay. But
all right, I got
laptops
it back
like
already.
yeah needs to be
Yes.
charged. Okay.
So, what were we saying?
You were saying that you don't show, right? You don't show
Yes,
that you
yes.
got favorite student.
Yeah, because I don't like that also when I was young, This teacher likes
Mm.
that. I did it nicely also, she didn't praise me. So I try not to show. You see, I treat everybody the same, if possible. Again with the point system. So, those not too good, all right, yeah, they don't excel, but I'll give them in other ways. I said for the spirit, you know, they don't give a good presentation in the class, but then I said for the spirit of doing it. So I give them more points than the good ones. So again, my point system. That's why everything is my point system. That really helps me
Ah,
a lot. So
okay.
they feel very happy, the students when the slower ones, they're not too good. The they feel that they're being appreciated in that sense, you see. When you praise them, when you give them points. For you teacher like that also can. I said, oh, of course, anything can. And then if I ask, um, someone please clean the board, nobody wants to move. The person
Mm.
who moves and clean the board, 10 points. Hey, teacher, I clean. The next time I ask her, they will put out the teacher, I clean. I'm so sorry. I don't have the points for you today. And that's not from your heart, I told them. So, it's
That's a good
fun.
one. That's a
It
good
will
one.
be
That's a good one.
fun. Mm,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
So the truth, yeah. So I think okay. So that means you're saying is that you have favorite students, you just can't show it, and
yeah,
yeah, and
of
I
course.
and okay,
You,
okay,
you,
very
you
cool.
should not show it now. Of course, the good ones, you always ask them to do work, you see, because they can do work well, right? You trust them.
Mm,
But
mm,
sometimes you cannot do that, you see. So you also have to ask the not too good ones, hey, to do something that is simple for them to do
mm.
that they can do in their on their own, you see, own ability. Mm.
Right, right. Okay, okay, very cool. All right. So speaking about teachers as well, right? So I think this is we're coming close to the end already. So this is
Okay.
one question that I have. Okay, is that this one? What would you say to a new teacher who could possibly start impacting a million people? Now, the reason why I say a million people is because I believe that through the lifespan, okay, of any person on average, it is not a stretch to think that you could reach a thousand people in your lifetime. So,
Mm.
and in turn, they also have the chance to reach a thousand people in their lifetime. So that means if you do the math, 1,000 times 1,000 through you could connect to a million people, right? And for
Mm-mm.
teacher, that's a lot earlier. That's a lot faster because you're reaching a lot of students very early and a lot in bulk. And not only that, you impact them for a long time in their life. So, what would you say to a new teacher who could possibly be starting to impact these students, these million people? What would you say to that teacher, new teacher?
Well, I feel that you must develop a passion for learning. You see, so when you want to learn, you can teach. You learn new things, and you can teach. But if you don't want to improve yourself, you know, you are stagnant there. You can't move, and you can't impart your knowledge. If you have the passion to learn, you will have the passion to teach. See, like what I
Mm,
always do, I like to learn new things. So when I learn new things, I like to teach people. So when I teach people, I also learn. You see, I don't I will try to remember, recall. So I can I can do better, you see. So it's just like some of my friends, hey, why are you so clever? I said, no, I'm not clever. I'm not clever in all these technology things, but I have the heart to learn. You see, so when people teach, I will learn, and then when I learn, I I like to teach because I can recall. You see, so to all these new teachers, you must have this passion for learning. So if you learn, you have the passion to teach because you learn new things. Then you can teach. Learn how to do new teaching aids. You see, just a very simple example. You know, from this chalkboard. Chalkboard. I want to hang something. How are you going to hang it there? The pictures. They use blue tack, and the blue tack, and then after that it will start falling. It's very troublesome. So what I do is I'll use a hammer and a nail. I will top at the side, both sides of the chalkboard. Then I will put strings there. Then I'll put pads. Don't you think it's easier? So if you want to learn, then you can do it. You see, you have the passion. I want to learn how to do it. How am I going to do it? Then after that, they came to this white boards. White boards. So how am I going to stick it there? So I use suction hooks. Suction hooks. Then they have magnetic boards. Oh, simple. Use magnets. See? And then they have this, what do you call that? The smart board. How do you do the smart board? So you learn. But then I don't have a chance to use it now, So you must have the passion to learn. Then you have the passion to teach, right? And of course, if you choose to be a teacher, remember that you have a mission to accomplish. You have a nation to shape, all right, for the next generation in your classroom, right? They are what you mold them to be, right? I have one soldier, I have one soldier. He just got connected to me. He's working in the United Nations, and he came back, and he's posted to Sabah. He said he's not clever. Ibu saya tak pandai. I said, no, you are clever. You take care of the country. You are fighting for the country. You see, so you are what you mold them to be. So it is very rewarding to be a teacher, and especially when you see the students, achieving, you feel really very, that you have achieved something because they are successful. See, so I think that is my
So
my
you shared that.
parting words for the new teachers.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So having a passion for learning, and not only just having a passion for learning, understand that the students that you're going to teach, they could be the future generation leaders, and the things you say will leave impact on them. So thank you for sharing that. So, and is there any parting words you have before we end? And how can people reach you?
Oh, a parting words. Well, as the saying goes, an average teacher tells. A good teacher explains. An excellent teacher demonstrates. And of course, an outstanding teacher inspires. So be an outstanding teacher if you really want to be a teacher, And as I say, teachers do more than just teach. And they have their impact extends far beyond the classroom, As I've given you some examples of my students, the testimony. As a teacher, you are more than just an educator. You're a mentor, a confidant, and a friend. So the reason you have the reason to become a teacher is because you want to make a difference in the lives of as many students as you can, you see. So whoever wants to be a teacher, ensure you make an impact on them, and you will reap the rewards one day. But now I'm reaping the rewards, It's so nice. They appreciate what you have done for them. So I think that's about all.
Okay, and I think if people want to reach you on Facebook, right, they can actually reach you at facebook.com/lai.yongyin.3. So they can reach you from there. And Yolanda says, good, impactful session tonight. Thank you, Ashen Yong Yin, for the insight. Thank you for joining us, Yolanda. We really appreciate you coming in.
Yeah,
And,
thank you so much.
Definitely. And earlier she said this. Okay, I just want to share. She has her favorite students. I used to be the lecturer's favorite student. Okay. And Albert here says, a teacher affects eternity. He or she can never tell where his or her influence stops. Definitely, for sure. Okay, so once more, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you want to connect with Yong Yin over here, please do. And if you happen to be a student of hers or have benefited from her teaching, her lifetime dedicated to education, please feel free to message her. Just appreciate her, thank her, and that will just give her that feel good. It also makes you feel good as a student, right? Sometimes you can connect with your teacher, because I wish that I could connect back with my teacher, but because it was back then that the teacher who gave me that suite, the teacher of mine passed away of cancer many years ago, and that was way before social media. So a lot of us students, we actually came together to her wake, her funeral, and it was quite an impactful one. But her impact was deep, and she actually impacted a lot of us in our life. So so that's why if you are watching this right now, please feel free to reach out to Yong Yin, say hi. Just again, I'm just saying this again and again, but it just is good. It's good. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. So Albert says, thank you, Asha and Yong Yin, for the very interesting session. Thank you so much. And Yolanda
Thank
also
you.
says thank you.
Thank you to
All
all
right.
my friends, and thank you, Asia, for inviting me to your show.
All right. Okay.
Really.
Thank you, Yong Yin.
And
Then you can
then
say bye bye.
Happy Teachers Day to all my friends also. Happy Teachers Day. Okay.
Okay. All
Good
right. Okay.
night.
Say bye bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for coming on to the show. I really appreciate you for spending your time. We spent 1 hour 20 minutes upon this, and it's been a very fruitful discussion. Like I said, I always have a special place in my heart for teachers. My sister is a teacher as well, so I have a special place in my heart. And Wyman, thank you. It was enjoyable. Thank you so much for Wyman. Wyman and we have the same teachers because we came from the same school. So definitely, he definitely knows who I'm talking about. So before we end, once more, if you haven't done so already, follow me on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, just search for It's Asher Ao over here, right? It's Asher Ao. This is me, so follow me over there. And if you happen to want to be a guest on the show, right, on the Starting Million show, feel free to reach out over to me and just say, hey, I want to join the show, I want to be featured over here and just have a chat. Just do it, let me know. And if you want to learn how to present, how to connect and sell on live video like a pro, comment, hashtag go live, and I'll reach out over to you. So that's all I really have to say. And we have a few more lasting comments over here. All right, so Albert Ao says thank you. It was a great show, Asher. Thank you so much, Albert. And we have Rita Venikam says thank you, Asher Young. Wonderful session. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Ramesh Pillai says great session, most inspiring. Yolanda says love your show. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of it. We will see you next time.